Hi, so either I am completely out of the loop or Blizzard have just announced something with virtually immediate effect, which is quite interesting from the point of view of community discussions. There's going to be new forums this week for World of Warcraft. So what they've done, I've put a link here to the news. It says breaking news, so maybe this is news to a lot of people. It's news to me. It says, as some of you may know, over the last several months we've implemented new forums for a few of our titles, including Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, as well as our BlizzCon forums. It says the goal being to allow you to more easily navigate current topics, encourage more constructive discussions, more on that in a minute, and reward positive contributions to the community. Again, what's meant by positive contributions, I suspect I know. Anyway, it says, with this in mind, we are ready for the World of Warcraft forums to transition to these new forums. Now, I'm at this point thinking, oh, does that mean they're going to merge EU and NA? I see no sign of that, I have to say, which is disappointing. It doesn't mean to say they're not, I suppose. But I see no sign of it, so I suspect not. But anyway, so what it then says is, we will be migrating over threads created in the last 2 weeks to allow ongoing community discussion, blah, blah, blah. What a brilliant idea. They should do this more often. That way, if they make new forums and then have to delete all the old stuff more frequently, then we can't keep pulling up old threads where they said one thing and now they're saying another. What a stroke of genius. In more serious news, though, I suppose that's okay because you're not, you know, once a thread is... But it does say a thread that's started in the last 2 weeks. So a thread that would still be ongoing now, but may have been started, say, 3 weeks ago, wouldn't be on. That's probably a bit disappointing. I would maybe have wanted to put across posts where it's been active in the last week. I would prefer posts that have been active in the last week to ones that were simply started in the last 2 weeks. But I don't know. Okay, that's just me. But it does sound like it will be... It's taken away some things that I think people won't be happy about, but there's some things that definitely I think will. So what it says here, trust, there's a little side heading, trust levels. We want to reward users who are positively contributing to the forums. Over time, these players will be rewarded with the ability to post more often, embed images, links, and more. Now, rewarded with the ability to post more often. Now, of course, there was a thing on the forums as they are now where you put a post in, it's like you have to wait a minute before you can post or something like that. Are they going to put it's not much of a reward to be able to post like twice a minute, is it? You can wait a minute. Are they going to restrict it more? Are we going to be restricted to one post a day or something? It doesn't really give the details. I wonder if anyone knows this. But the idea that those who will be posting more frequently will eventually get to embed images and links, that's really interesting. Because that's the sort of functionality we have. And again, I wonder if it's Blizzard getting the impetus for doing this. Was it just an idea they thought, well, we really should be doing this because it's a bit old-fashioned, our forums? Or is it part of what I think the new Battle.net features were about, which is about identifying tools that we are using as the World of Warcraft player community that are not Blizzard tools and they don't like it. So the communities and a ham-fisted attempt to replace Discords, for example. Is this an attempt to replace very popular, for example, MMO champion forums, where you can do just this? You can embed images and videos and things like that and links. You know, are they improving the functionality because they want us to use their forums more frequently? Or, you know, is it just for genuine reasons? Have they just looked at it and think, oh, it's a bit ramshackle, this, isn't it? We should really modernise it, in which case, great. Now, what it says is, in terms of tracking and updates, it says there are now Blizz Tracker and Dev Tracker options to quickly find official posts. I thought there were anyway. But anyway, whatever. Obviously, again, that's another thing that on MMO Champion and Wowhead was always a lot. That was the place you went to. If you were thinking, I remember a blue post about that the other week, but I can't remember where it was. You never went to the official forums to find it. You went via Wowhead or MMO Champion, or still do. So this is suggesting that actually, well, that's a function you can now carry out there. Because it did seem a bit odd, didn't it? You go to MMO Champion or Wowhead, find it, and then click to the link to take you to the official forum. rigmarole. So that's good. Pre-formatted text, that, you know, that should help as well. I've got into little bits of issues with that. Threads now update in real time without needing to refresh. I think that's really only an advantage for people who just sat there waiting for someone to reply to their thread, and they go, someone must have replied by now, I'd better refresh it. It just saves them all that rigmarole. They can sit back with their biscuit and their cup of tea and just wait for someone to reply. Sit there all day. Please reply. But that's, you know, okay, fine. Now, this next bit's interesting. Threads now infinitely scroll as the pages system has been removed. Gargantuan threads. And the next point is essential if you're going to have something like that, isn't it? The forums will also remember what you've read, where you left off, a bit like, again, MMO Champion forums, where you left off and how long you've spent active on the forums. So they're going to name and shame the people that are on the forums all day. A new advanced search feature will make looking for older posts easier. Not that there'll be any older posts for a while. You can now sort posts by top or latest with configurable timeframes. That's fantastic. That is really good. Notifications. You can now enable notifications for when you are tagged in posts and replies. Doesn't say how you get that. I would assume through Battle.net. That would make sense. Now, normally on forums, notification means getting an email about it. Bit of a pain. Maybe you get the choice. Email notification, Battle.net notification, or, you know, both, whatever. The Battle.net notification might be better. I suppose not so much when you're out and about and just on your, want to check it on your phone, I guess. Maybe then the emails. I don't know. Or an app. So yeah, it says, but on the last bit, and I think some people will about this. We've removed the thumbs down button and replaced it with a flagging system with multiple options. This replacing it with a flagging system suggests that the only reason people used the thumbs down was because they felt that the post breached the rules, because that's what a flagging system would do. This post is unacceptable because it uses bad language, or you know, it's trolling someone or something like that. That's disappointing, because the internet will be the internet, and a thumbs down is preferable to someone, you know, doing, you know, posting unpleasant comments or something like that. It's just quick and easy. You know, I don't like what you've said, thumbs down. I think that's a good thing that people can do that. I'm not in favour of this nonsense like they have on like Twitter, where you can like it or you can do nothing, but you can't disapprove of it. People should be allowed to disapprove of things. You know, a forum, let's face facts, a lot of people, I'm not saying the majority, but a lot of people when they post on forums are looking for validation for their point of view. And people that go onto the forums are looking to validate or invalidate those people's points of view. And it's perfectly healthy. There's nothing at all wrong with it. A thumbs down is way better than someone being, you know, snippy in an actual comment. And it's almost like it might encourage this. And I know they'll probably moderate it. Well, I'm certain they will moderate it and remove those comments as well. But it's sort of like a version of whitewashing, isn't it? Where you just say, oh, you know, we don't have people disagreeing here. You know, it's just, you know, people should be able to say, no, I strongly disapprove of this comment. Just as much as strongly approve. Because if you take the thumbs down, there's no justification in my mind in taking the thumbs down and not removing the thumbs up as well. One or the other. It's one or the other. If you're saying you take the thumbs down because you'd rather people, you know, vocalized, for want of a better word, or wrote down their actual thoughts on it instead of just pressing a button, then take away the thumbs up as well. Anyway, but there we go. So new forums. And now that I check it, I've got to think to myself, is this only on NA forums? Are the EU ones still to be done? Because I might still have to wait. Not that it really matters, because I have an NA account specifically to post on the NA forums anyway. The EU forums is a waste of time. So, yes, there we go. So, just thought I'd get that out in there. If anyone is interested, what they've also said, if there's any posts you want to be able to make some copies of, It will exist after this reset in a read-only mode for a couple of weeks so that you can get anything you want from it, but then it looks like it's going down pretty quickly. They're taking this down pretty quickly. It's like, whoa, new forums out this Tuesday. You've got 2 weeks to save anything you wanted from the old forums. And then they're gone. Into the ether. But anyway, let me know what you think about it below. I shall be looking forward to trying it out on well, Tuesday, I suppose. I'll be able to try it out on Tuesday, won't I? Just after the Azeroth review, perhaps, or maybe just before if I get a bit of time as well. Sounds positive. It sounds... I hope it sounds like they want... It's another avenue to get some more proper discussion as well. Let's see if that comes of it too. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for listening. Until next time, I'll see you later.